Clash of Kings, the second novel in George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire series, plunges Westeros into a brutal civil war known as the War of the Five Kings, with contenders vying for control of the Iron Throne. As these battles rage, each character faces shifting allegiances, difficult choices, and rising threats, all while winter looms and supernatural forces emerge from the north. The book opens with Westeros in turmoil. With King Robert Baratheon dead, his young, cruel son Joffrey reigns as king, backed by the powerful Lannister family. But many dispute Joffrey's claim to the throne, believing him to be the product of Queen Cersei's incestuous relationship with her brother Jaime Lannister. With whispers of this secret fueling discontent, 4 other men rise as contenders for power. Robert's brothers Stannis and Renly Baratheon each stake their claim, while Robb Stark, newly crowned king in the north, seeks justice for his father and independence for the north. Meanwhile, Balon Greyjoy of the Iron Islands seizes this moment to pursue his own ambitions, proclaiming himself king and setting his sights on conquest. Across the Narrow Sea, Daenerys Targaryen, the last surviving heir of the Targaryen dynasty, continues her journey to regain her family's throne. Accompanied by 3 young dragons, she must navigate new threats and alliances as she grows into her role as queen. In King's Landing, Tyrion Lannister is appointed as the Hand of the King by his father, Tywin Lannister, who hopes Tyrion will stabilize the chaotic capital and control Joffrey's violent impulses. Despite his size and reputation as the Imp, Tyrion proves a shrewd political operator. He navigates treacherous court politics, makes unlikely alliances, and strengthens the city's defenses in preparation for an anticipated attack by Stannis Baratheon. Tyrion's cunning is pivotal to the Lannisters' hold on the throne, but he faces constant danger, and few trust him. Tyrion's maneuvers reveal the tension in his family, particularly with his sister, Queen Cersei, who views him as a threat. The Lannisters' rule is fractured from within by ambition, jealousy, and distrust. Joffrey's cruel rule and Cersei's schemes only intensify the growing resentment in King's Landing, as food shortages and the looming conflict push the city closer to revolt. The Baratheon brothers present formidable threats to King's Landing, each staking a claim to the Iron Throne. Stannis Baratheon, the Elder, is a stern, duty-bound leader who believes he is the rightful king. He aligns himself with Melisandre, a priestess of the Lord of Light, who convinces him he is a prophesied savior. Melisandre's influence and her dark powers become critical to his campaign, using a magical ritual to assassinate Renly, Stannis' charismatic younger brother. Renly's death fractures the alliances among his followers, with many defecting to Stannis. With Renly gone, Stannis amasses his forces and marches on King's Landing, leading to the climactic Battle of Blackwater Bay. Despite his unwavering discipline and strong forces, Stannis underestimates the city's defenses, particularly Tyrion's use of wildfire, an explosive substance that decimates Stannis' fleet. The battle ends in a brutal defeat for Stannis, though he escapes with his life, and his ambitions remain unbroken. In the north, Robb Stark continues his campaign for independence and justice. Declaring himself king in the north, Robb secures several victories against the Lannisters, capturing Jaime Lannister, Cersei's twin brother, and an invaluable hostage. While Robb wins battles, he faces challenges holding his forces together. His mother, Catelyn Stark, negotiates alliances to strengthen their position, but the fragile coalition among the northern lords shows signs of strain. Robb's primary ally, House Frey, demands loyalty, but with exacting terms. Catelyn, meanwhile, struggles with the grief of losing her husband and her fears for her children, especially as she begins to suspect that none of her family will be safe until the Iron Throne is secure from the Lannisters. Theon Greyjoy, once a ward of the Starks, returns to his father Balon Greyjoy in the Iron Islands. Theon hopes to earn his father's respect, but Balon views Theon as weak, too much the product of his time with the Starks. Balon declares himself king and sends Theon to raid the northern coast. Eager to prove himself, Theon chooses to capture Winterfell, Robb Stark's home and the stronghold of the North. He succeeds, but underestimates the consequences of his actions. Unable to hold Winterfell, Theon becomes a reviled figure in both the North and the Iron Islands, his actions a devastating betrayal of the Starks' trust. At the Wall, Jon Snow joins an expedition beyond the Wall to investigate reports of strange occurrences among the Free Folk or wildlings and other unsettling signs. Jon learns of Mance Rayder, the king beyond the Wall, who has united the Free Folk. Alongside the wildlings, darker forces are emerging, hinting at the supernatural threat of the White Walkers, undead beings long thought to be mere legend. Jon's loyalty and resilience are tested as he infiltrates the wildling ranks and befriends Ygritte, a wildling woman who challenges his understanding of the Night's Watch and duty. The journey beyond the Wall brings Jon face to face with ancient forces, pushing him to confront his own identity and his place in a world that is more complex and dangerous than he ever imagined. In Essos, Daenerys Targaryen struggles to care for her people as they journey across the Red Waste. Daenerys, now in possession of 3 young dragons, is viewed as a potential threat and a figure of wonder, but she finds herself and her people on the brink of survival. Arriving in Qarth, a wealthy city ruled by merchant princes, she encounters wealthy and powerful figures who offer her alliances and support in exchange for her dragons. Daenerys grows into her role as a queen, but her resolve is tested by betrayal and attempts to control her. She learns to navigate treacherous political waters and comes to recognize her dragons as not just a symbol of her Targaryen lineage, but as the key to her power. Daenerys leaves Qarth determined to find a way back to Westeros, confident in her growing strength and the unique power her dragons bring. A Clash of Kings deepens the saga of A Song of Ice and Fire, revealing the strength and vulnerability of each character as they face relentless conflict. Martin deftly navigates the sprawling perspectives and shifting allegiances, preparing readers for the darker, more ominous struggles that lie ahead. As the battle for the Iron Throne wages on and winter approaches, the book leaves Westeros teetering on the edge of both civil war and supernatural peril, setting the stage for the epic conflicts to come.